Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi. Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
What's the state of the union here in the city of New York, closer to home? The mayor is still dealing with the budget. He has been all over the place. He started by saying there's an $11 billion gap in the budget, $11 billion, and nobody told him. It was a surprise. It was a secret. Mayor Adams lied to the people of the city. That was a lie. And it turns out that Mayor Adams said there's an $11 billion gap. And there was a video on that. Zoran then does a reversal and says, oh, it's not 11 million. It's only 7 billion. So 11 billion to 7 billion. How that happened in the span of about a week, I have no idea. But I think it's because he has no idea. And now he says, remarkably, either the state passes a tax on high-income earners, or he's going to raise the property tax in New York City. He put a gun to his own head and basically said to the state, I will pull the trigger. I will pull the trigger. There are only three options here. First, there is no gap that he needs to close. There is no budget gap. He's spending $11 billion more than last year. If you're spending more money, you can't say there's a shortfall. So there is no shortfall. This is a political construction. Why? Because the mayor said four things basically when he was running for office. Freeze the rent, which he doesn't have the ability to do. Tax the rich. Tax the oligarchs. He was pro-Palestinian and, in my opinion, anti-Israel. And he said, cut the police. That's what he said. This is tax the rich, which is not because we need the money. It's because we believe symbolically as socialists that we should tax rich people because they have too much money and we want to take it and redistribute that income because we are socialists. That's what he's saying. So he says to the state, either raise taxes on the rich or I'll raise property taxes on New Yorkers. Now, three things can happen. One, Governor Hochul can blink into a 180. Meaning what? Meaning she already said she's not going to raise taxes on the rich, which is the right place. We're all already losing wealth, and they don't need the money. So she has said she won't do it. If she is now to reverse course and do a full 180, politically, she would be devastated. She would give the Republican Bruce Blakeman a campaign overnight. She would be the puppet of the socialist. The next option, she could say to him, no, I'm not raising taxes on the rich. Go ahead and raise the property taxes in New York City. Zoran could either back up and say, as a matter of fact, forget it. I don't have to raise property taxes. I found the money. He'll just make up an answer because he's good at making things up. Or he would actually pass a property tax increase. A property tax increase he's talking about is about 9%. It is devastating for New York. Devastating. To give you an idea, when I was governor, I passed a 2% property tax cap, meaning you can't raise property taxes more than 2%. The property tax is the largest single tax in the state of New York. It's not the income tax. It's not sales tax. It's property tax. We have a 2% cap for the rest of the state. You're going to raise it to 9%? That will be passed on to renters. The landlords are not going to eat the 9%. They're going to pass it on to renters. You talk about freezing the rent. You'd have a dramatic rent increase. And you would crush homeowners. You're now going to raise homeowners' taxes 9%, middle-class families, Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx. What are you even thinking? Think about that. So on this point, the mayor basically showed down with the governor, raise taxes on the rich, or I will raise property taxes in New York City. Just so we're clear, let's have a clip where you can hear him say it exactly.
Meanwhile, let's change gears. Democratic Socialist Mayor Zoran Mamdani doubling down on his tax proposal for New York City. Watch.
The path that we want to pursue is working with Albany to raise taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers, the most profitable corporations, by that little bit more. If we do not have that state action, then the only tools that the city has at its disposal is a property tax increase.
Yeah. Now, again, you've heard it. That's a threat. State raise taxes on the rich, or I'll raise a property tax and I'll blame you for it. Raising taxes on the rich are already losing wealthy people from New York. The wealthy people pay the vast majority of the taxes, and the property tax is the most regressive tax. Literally, the people can afford it least. So that's the state of play between the mayor and Albany. It is a showdown. We'll see who blinks. Raising the property tax would be probably the single worst thing you can do for New York City. They say do no harm. Well, this would do harm, and it would do significant harm. The ball is in the state's court. The state has total control over New York City. The governor has total control over the budget. Those are facts. The city is a creature of state law. Remember that. The state creates the city. So the state has total control over the city. The state could pass what I passed in the rest of the state, but New York City refused, a 2% property tax cap. Taxes cannot go up more than 2%. The state gives the city about $50 billion per year. So the state has total control. It's a political fight. The far left extremists, the Democratic Socialists, Zoran's people are going to pressure the legislature, threaten them with primaries if they don't pass a millionaire's tax. Governor Hochul has no primary, so she shouldn't be afraid of that. But she should be afraid if she does a 180 and caves to the socialists. Bruce Blakeman will wake up as the Republican candidate and actually have something to talk about.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.